Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to some of the new features and commands and requirements in AutoCAD OEM 2021. Is it updating the screen?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So XREF Compare, the new XREF Compare feature helps you understand what has changed in the files referenced by your drawing. This is basically the DWG Compare feature with some enhanced functionality to manage the additional complexity that comes with XREFs. You can easily toggle the visibility on and off for changes in the comparison, geometry that hasn't changed or isn't being compared, such as the host drawing or other references. While in comparison mode, you can make edits to the current drawing based on the comparison result. I'm going to assume that the slide is updated now. Quick measure. The quick option of the, thank you. The quick option of the measure geom command now supports measuring the area and perimeter within a space enclosed by geometric objects in the plan view of a drawing. Clicking within a closed area highlights it in green and displays the calculated values in the command window, as well as in a dynamic tooltip in the current units format. You can use Shift while clicking to select several areas, and the cumulative area and perimeters are calculated. We also have an enhancement to DWG Compare, meaning that you can compare your DWG with another version of the drawing in the same drawing session. Revision Cloud enhancements. The first time a revision cloud is created in a drawing, the size of the arcs is determined based on the percentage of the diagonal length of the current view. This ensures that the revision cloud starts at a reasonable size. The revision cloud is now a separate object type, no longer a polyline, and the properties palette will display some revision cloud specific properties like the arc properties and different grip styles. Trim and extend option. Instead of having to first select boundaries for the trim and extend commands, the default quick mode selects all potential boundaries by default. This means you can select the segments to be trimmed or extended directly by individual selection, freehand selection, and two-point fence selection. For example, it's not apparent in the illustration on the screen whether the two wall lines continuing upward and the two lines blocking the doorway are either individual line segments and need to be erased or part of longer lines that need to be trimmed. Trimming with quick mode using freehand selection for the wall lines and two fence points for the doorway trims or erases the objects as required. Break at point. This is a new command. This command directly separates a line, arc, or open polyline into two objects at a specified point. The purge command has become easier to use and includes an object preview window that is also resizable. Performance. Pan, zoom, and orbit smoother and faster in real time with multi-core processors. When panning and zooming in 2D, AutoCAD OEM automatically performs regeneration operations for a faster and smoother experience. 3D orbit, pan and zoom operations are also more responsive, especially for complex 3D models due to multi-core processors. I think I covered most of these new commands listed here, except the one that is called VLDebug. There's a new AutoLisp extension for Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is a Microsoft free cross-platform code editor for Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. And Visual Studio Code can be used by AutoCAD OEM developers to write, load, and debug unbound Autolist files inside the relaxed version of AutoCAD OEM. The runtime expression evaluator can be used in the Visual Lisp IDE, what we normally call VLIDE, or as a part of the new Autolist extension for Visual Studio Code. Here are some new variables. I'm not going to talk of any specific variables in the list. Almost all of them have been added to support the new commands and their different options, just to give you an idea. Microsoft Visual Studio 2019 must be used when building AutoCAD OEM 2021 based applications and compiling native Object-ARX projects. Applications that require the use of Microsoft .NET Framework should target the 4.8 version. As we have seen in the previous years, we don't see very revolutionary changes to the product. With each new release, we mainly get improved stability, performance, and usability with less manual steps to complete a task. And AutoCAD OEM 2021 has introduced some enhancements and new tools to make some previously cumbersome and time-consuming tasks a lot easier.